Hi, you guys. This is Tushar from India today.
Hey,
Hey,
It's
Tushar.
Tushar, how
really,
are you?
I'm great. It's really exciting to speak to you guys on two accounts. I want to quickly jump in and speak to you, Andy, and talk to you about the fact that when the show became a big success, right? First season became a big success. When did you realize when you stepped out in the real world, like say, for example, you went to a mall or you were out with friends and people started talking to you about the show or the stuff that happens with your character? Can you talk to me about that experience?
Absolutely. It's always really satisfying to see when your work and a project that you get to be a part of impacts people. And so that's always fun, when people are like, "Hey, I know you from somewhere. What is it?" And then when it comes out that it's, Nora from Upload, and what I found is everybody, like, there's not a specific kind of person that watches this show. There's, parents who are watching it with their kids. There, every walk of life is watching this show, and because there's something in it for everyone, and that it's so satisfying and heartwarming. So I'm excited for everyone to see season 2, because it's a wild ride.
Absolutely. And Robbie, when you have somebody who's got the looks and the focus is so much on the fact that obviously, when you're on camera or the first time we see you, we do appreciate the fact that you have a great jawline and you look really great. But then you have to deep dive into the character's mind and you have to talk about how he feels and what are his insecurities and what he goes through, which I think is a different facet of the show. What was your take on that?
Um, I mean, right off the bat, when I read the script, I related to the character. I thought that, this is a guy who thought he had everything going for him, but really he just kind of lived in a little bit of a bubble. And it took somebody like Nora, when he met her, to have that perspective shift and see somebody who was struggling and taking care of themselves and making ends meet and taking care of a sick father. And it was just one of those things where, you know, this guy really thought he had everything going for him, but maybe he wasn't quite as thoughtful as he thought. And that's fun to play. I think, I think that's really human. I think a lot of people could probably look back at their lives, when they're in their early or mid 20s and think, wow, I really thought I knew everything. And they've probably got different thoughts on the world today. I know I do. But that's really fun as an actor to get to play that and to get to say the words coming from Greg Daniels, who's just such a genius and also so collaborative at the same time, and get to work opposite such an incredible cast. It was just a bit of a dream come true.
Yes, and the fact that we are actually living in the show, there are moments when we feel like we are a part of the show, given how much we live on social media and the time that we spend on social media. I want to touch upon that very briefly, Andy, and start with you about your thoughts on this whole cancel culture, how quick we are to write something off so fast without giving it a second chance. And what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, because there's a lot of opinions, and we live in a world where everything is right at our fingertips, and it's easy just to say exactly what you're feeling in the moment without taking a step back just to reflect. And one of the things I really learned and appreciate with Nora is her ability to give someone a second chance. We see that with Nathan, and not judging him immediately by his actions, not judging him, maybe a little bit initially, she does. But then she gets to know him, and she gives him an opportunity to grow. And I think as human beings, we are going to make mistakes. We are going to, fall. And I think the beauty about humanity is that when we do fall, we do get back up, and giving someone an opportunity to be better, to grow from those mistakes, and we get to see that with Nora and Nathan, which I think is really beautiful.
Robbie, I quickly want to put the spot on you and ask you, if Nathan had to be uploaded to India, what's the one thing that he would do?
Oh man. I got really into cricket for a little while, and so I'd love to go see a big cricket match. I think that would be really cool. I've always wanted to go to India. More than anything, I want the culture shock. I want to go around. I want to see things I haven't seen before. I want to see the city. I want to see, I want to take it all in. I think that would be really cool. I want to eat the food. I like a lot of travel shows. So just seeing something that is so different from, most of my life has been spent in North America. That would be a blast for me. That would be really fun. I mean, COVID is such a nightmare because a lot of times with this sort of thing, we would get to have a little bit of a press tour, and that's really exciting for me. I like to travel. I like to see different parts of the world and experience different cultures. So, once those things are done like they used to, I really hope I get to make my way out there.
Absolutely, fingers crossed. And Andy, last thoughts on that? What would Nora be in India like? What would her state of mind be like?
Oh my gosh. I think she would just be absorbing everything, meeting everybody, and just really diving deeper into the culture. She'd be eating all the food, all of it. Just like going from street vendor to street vendor and just being like, yes, I want to try it all. Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much for speaking to India today. And you never know, maybe season 3 or earlier than that, we might have you in India doing all of this. Thank you so much for this wonderful chat.